Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you guys are doing great and getting your bots all ranked up. What I wanted to talk about today is actually your raid defense, setting up your raid defense. I've been getting a lot of questions about this and I think it'd be good to go over it. But first, what I want to do is actually talk about the bot intel report. So it looks like tomorrow, after the Ironhide arena ends, we're going to be getting Waspinator in the arena. And it looks pretty damn cool. So they did a post on this. And so Waspinator's joining the fray. You will be able to win him in the arenas and special crystals starting tomorrow. Damn, special crystals again. That sucks. I hate paying an extra 50 Energon for those. So this is the first new bot that we are adding that will not be added to the PBC right away. He will only be available in special crystals for a limited time only, and then we'll join the regular crystals after a few months. Oh man, it's gonna be... Damn, okay. So we're gonna have to try to get Waspinator then. Oh cool, they added a little intel report as well. So he joins the fight April 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. About Waspinator, his faction is the Predacons. His class is the Demolitions. There's a summary of him. Despite his loyalty to the Predacon cause, the stalwart Waspinator never gets the respect he deserves from both his teammates or the universe. He has a knack for being crushed, smashed, and torn apart, but this bug has shown himself to be nearly indestructible, always appearing reassembled and ready for the next battle. Here are the stats for his 2-star, 1600 health, 144 attack, max rating of 571, 3-star, 4k health, 300 attack, max rating 1300, and 4-star, 10k health, almost 800 attack, and a max rating of 3500. And oh cool, they added his abilities as well, so we can actually take a look at him right now. So he's passive. When Waspinator drops below half of his base health, he diverts power to his ranged weapons, doubling projectile speed for the remainder of the fight. When Waspinator drops below a quarter of his base health, he gains a 15 to 29% special damage for the remainder of the fight. Oh wow, okay, cool. So once he drops below half, he doubles his projectile speed, and then once he drops below a quarter or 1/4, he'll gain that 15 to 29% special damage. That's actually pretty good. So he's going to be doing a lot of damage as his health gets lower. His range attacks inflict that resistance debuff for 2 seconds after a short delay. His heavy attacks have a 100% chance to inflict a 20 to 28% resistance debuff for 5 seconds and a 100% chance to nullify a resistance. His signature ability, Waspinator lives! His ability to endure otherwise fatal blows and quickly reassemble himself makes him a tough bot to take out. So if Waspinator's HP would become 0, he instead becomes invulnerable, purifies all debuffs, and heals 1 to 20% of his health. That is awesome. His first special, Laser Eyes, Waspinator overloads his optic sensors, 70 to 90% chance to gain a 13 to 25% precision buff, increasing crit rate and lowering the opponent's chance of evading attacks for 5 to 7 seconds. That is awesome. So if you're below half health and you have that double projectile speed, plus this precision buff, plus the increased crit rate, and the lowering the opponent's chance to evade, your ranged attacks are going to hurt. Plus all those, I can only imagine all those debuffs you're going to be stacking on the enemy. Oh man, Waspinator looks pretty damn cool. Just by reading this, this is special attack 2, unsteady sting shot. Waspinator use kick, then Waspinator use gun. That sentence. 100% chance to instantly inflict a 20 to 28% resistance debuff for 5 seconds, and 100% chance to nullify a resistance. So it's kind of like his, so it's kind of like his heavy, I guess. When I saw it, I've seen his special too. Doesn't really look that cool, but I guess it's something. And this is special 3 surprise nuke. Now Waspinator has the giant bomb. Now Waspinator is the greatest of Predacons. This attack has a 100% chance Waspinator burns the opponent, dealing heat damage equal to 100% of his attack over 5 seconds. And looks like they included some synergy bonuses, some strong matchups. Yeah, he'll definitely destroy Ultra Magnus's resistances. It'll just completely neutralize Ultra Magnus. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that they added this. RC, of course, look, there it is. RC's low health also becomes a serious disadvantage against anybody, basically, not just against Waspinator. Weak matchups, Rhinox, Mirage, your typical tech class characters. Recommendations for modules. Oh wow, they added this as well. Superconductor 1000. Yeah, that one actually would work with him. He has some of the most devastating special attacks. The Superconductor 1000 helps him use him more often with less resistance. Yeah, I don't know if that ability tracks. If it doesn't, then you're good to dodge it. But if it does, any Waspinator equipped with this is going to do so much damage. Repair module, paralyzer, cool. So yeah, guys, Waspinator is coming out tomorrow. Hope you guys get him, and I hope I get him as well. So yeah, looks like he's gonna be a lot of fun to play. That I really like that that signature ability. Waspinator lives. All right, so enough of that. Let's go back into the game. Okay, so questions regarding setting up a good raid defense team. Here are my stats. I've won 228 raid defenses. Raid defense 1. And I switched up my lineup quite a bit recently. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have noticed an increase in the amount of characters running Harm Accelerator, particularly the tacticians. And it's actually a really, really good tactic. So here, for the first character I have in my lineup, it's Ultra Magnus, and I have a 3-star Harm Accelerator equipped on him. And what it's basically going to do is make Ultra Magnus, he's going to be really tanky, so it's going to be a while to take him down. And all these bleed stacks from the Harm Accelerator, they're just going to keep ticking on the opponent. And I've actually seen some people lose like a bot just to that Harm Accelerator alone. So if we click on this fight that we lost on the very first node, as you can see, he KO'd my Ultra Magnus, but my Ultra Magnus KO'd his Ironhide as well. So it's a trade for trade, as you can see. So that is honestly like a really, really good setup, having Ultra Magnus defending, forcing the enemy to fight on this first node, the 4th node, or the 7th node. And yeah, so up next I have 2 characters which I think excel at range attacks really well, both Barricade and Mirage. And honestly, Mirage, it's best if you do have him. You have to have him as a raid defense character. He just does so well. He does so much damage to the opponents. And you have to equip this laser guidance module. It basically increases his attack speed, his damage, his crit rate. What does it do? Plus 120% damage, 25% crit rate, 64% projectile flight speed. And I don't have this one duped yet, so the signature isn't unlocked, but I do have it unlocked on Barricade. Let me see real quick what it does. I always forget. I don't really look at these too much. So lasers guide range attacks into position, rendering enemy armor and evasion 56% less effective. Okay, so yeah, that's why I have this one on Barricade. It'll lower the enemy's armor penetration, or his range attacks will do armor penetration, whereas Mirage, he has 100% armor pen by default. Check that real quick. Yeah, there it is. Range attacks, 100% armor pen. So he doesn't really need to have the duped laser guidance module. So that's why I have it on Barricade. And then Barricade can stack those backfire procs, as well as get off. He gets that really high evade whenever he gets knocked down, so it should make him a pain to deal with. I'm not too sure. And up next, I have a Grindor. You'll see a lot of Grindors running this Exo filter in the higher levels, and it honestly makes Grindor an unstoppable beast. And he works extremely well with this Exo filter. And he'll also purify any debuffs. So any bleeds primarily. Even power locks. I've seen him purify a power lock. What it basically does is it'll remove it and it'll grant him that unstoppable buff for even a more extended duration. So yeah, I mean, if you ever see any character with an Exo filter, just know that right off the bat, whenever you start the match, they're going to have that unstoppable buff. So it's great to actually just back up and let that buff wear off. And what you want to do is also keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the timer and make sure that, you're not about to attack them whenever their unstoppable buff is going to go off. And oh man, I feel like I'm talking too much. Up next, this was a tough choice for me. I didn't really know who to put on the 5th and 6th nodes. I put Windblade off to the right. I had her up front, but then I realized, you know what? Why would I have her up front with this Nightbird's Mark if the signature on the Nightbird's Call is to instantly deal a lethal blow to an opponent below 7.5% health? And I just figured, you know what? If they've gone through 4 of my characters or 3 of my characters and one of them is super low, Windblade should be able to, with that module, instant kill someone. So that's why I have her in the back as opposed to having her up in the front, where usually the enemy's bots are going to be pretty, high health. So I have her there. She does really well, I think. And I also have my Optimus Prime. I didn't really know what module to place on him. I just put this EMI module because it'll also make him unstoppable. They recently changed it. So the opponent's ranged attacks will deal 24% less damage. It'll decrease enemy ranged attack speed by 20%. And when attacked, he has a 29% chance to be unstoppable against ranged attacks. And maintain your block. Oh, you have a 29% chance to maintain your block against heavy range attacks. So that's cool. It's, I guess, another little mini unstoppable buff that our Optimus will get. And last but not least, I have Bumblebee. Oh my god, Bumblebee is a pain to deal against in raids. That's why I always take my MB1 Optimus. He just does so well against any characters with Harm Accelerator. But Bumblebee is truly and honestly, he is a pain to fight against. His evades, they just prolong the fight. And if he's able to get his 3rd special off, or even his 2nd special, with that Harm Accelerator, his shock damage is going to do a lot of damage. And usually, if I'm not using my MB1, if I'm using like my Bone Crusher, I always get to the point where this Harm Accelerator has 2 stacks of bleeds on me, and it just does an insane amount of damage. So yeah guys, that's why I have Bumblebee at the end, and I force the opponent to fight my Ultra Magnus, my Grindor, and my Bumblebee. And I feel like these 3 are honestly like really strong defenders. And if you don't have Ultra Magnus, I would highly suggest replacing him with Mirage and forcing the opponent to fight a Mirage. Mirage is just amazing as well as a raid defender, so yeah guys. And I wouldn't recommend, let's go into the mods real quick. I wouldn't recommend any mods that stun. For example, this Strange Refractor has that stun chance, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. So I wouldn't recommend this Strange Refractor, as well as, where's the other one that stuns? I think it's the Paralyzer. Let me check real quick. Yeah, so it also stuns. And this is from my personal experience. Whenever I fight any characters that have this mod equipped on them, if I do get stunned, there's like a 75% chance that the enemy AI, they'll just stand still and wait for my stun to wear off, which, it's like, okay, might as well be attacking me or something. Like 25% of the time, the enemy AI does attack while I'm stunned, but the majority of the time, he just waits around till my stun wears off, and then I'm able to smack him around. So I wouldn't recommend either one of these stun modules at the moment. Just go pure offense, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, this is my setup. Let me know what setup you guys have, and if you guys have had any better luck with winning any raids against your base. Let me know what you guys have, who you guys are forcing your opponents to fight, and yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. Thanks a lot for watching.